This is Bane. I would like to read a tweet from Jamila Jamil, actress and co-founder of Extinction Rebellion.
That's not real. That can't be true.
I can't help but wonder if this virus is the clapback from Mother Nature we were waiting for. Mm-hmm. She wants us to stop moving and consuming and burning, or she's going to fuck us all up. Wishing endurance, strength, and patience to those affected by corona. It's all really scary. Heart emoji.
Heart emoji.
I like that one of the early onset symptoms of getting coronavirus is just hearing claps punctuate every word.
You can't fuck up Mother Nature.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen.
That's actually
Slay, Mother Nature. Hey. Welcome to your weekly corner, Späti. This is Bane speaking.
I feel like the problem is Bane would never say, hey.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem. But you can, do you want to lead us in, Bane?
I already did. Let's roll with it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, hey. Welcome to your weekly corner, Späti. You already heard that Bane, we have a special guest, Bane.
I'm Italian, by the way.
Yeah.
Bane is Italian.
Haven't worked that into the bit.
La Bane.
Mamma mia.
The idea is that I am coronavirus, and the rest of you merely adopted it. Yeah. I am the coronavirus speaking through Bane as Italy.
Yeah, so Rob...
Also, maybe I can do a few raps. I can drop a bar.
Okay, Rob disappeared. Rob has, as we've mentioned the last few weeks, Rob has coronavirus.
I am schooling these fools like Baloo. I'm smoking on... Wait. I'm schooling these fools like I'm Baloo. I've got my second line.
It's all right, Bane. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Oh, I remembered. Okay.
Bane's trying out for the fucking 2020 or 2021 XXL freshman list.
Yay.
Sunning you all like I'm Baloo. Smoking on these fools, no K2.
God damn it.
I was saying fools in the first one and messing myself up.
I see.
Thought of that on the way here.
Okay. Yeah, so we have a full crew, full house, Späti gang.
Yeah.
Tonight, joined with myself, Nick. We got Kieran, Yulia,
Yep.
Rob/Bane.
I'm exhausted. I think I'm gonna fail the coronavirus test. If you can't do Bane voice for more than 2 minutes, then you have coronavirus.
And yeah, we were supposed to have a guest and have a complete different show. Turns out that this coronavirus thing in Berlin's, we're more responsible than the German state is.
Yeah, hanging out together in a room, drinking Coronas.
We're less than 100 people. We're fine. None of us.
I
are
feel
sick.
like 10 at least.
Well, now introducing our 96 guest.
Shit, we're more.
No, at 95, we're just at 99 people. That's all good.
A series of dirty monkeys.
So yeah, we thought we would just riff on this dumb shit. It's not dumb. It's serious. It actually is serious.
Yeah.
The thing that's dumb is that the German government just doesn't want to fucking do anything. And that pretty much every other country in Europe is dealing with this better than Germany. That level-headed country that everyone wants to fucking pretend is... Okay, except for the UK.
UK's fucking stuff.
Yeah, because the UK's like, well, 40,000 people have to...
Yeah.
Oh, no, what was it? 40 million people have to get it or whatever in order for us to fucking do something.
Wait,
like
what?
Yeah, there's this bizarre, test that came out from whatever their, health department is. They're like, we're not going to do anything until, millions of people are infected. It's like... Cool.
It's like, all the people that voted for me, so Boris Johnson.
Dude, that'd be so sick if Boris Johnson got coronavirus.
Yeah, well, all the people that voted for him, they are probably over 60.
You give a sick speech in ancient Greek that was wrong.
He lets his voters base die. You voted for me? Well, good luck.
Now we're left with the young Tories, which are all just weird Nazis and horse girls.
Kyrie, echo coronavirus.
So next year there isn't an election. Unfortunately.
Unless Boris Johnson and his whole cabinet dies.
Yeah.
No, there's probably a procedure that they wouldn't have trigger election, but whatever.
Oh, Jacob Rees-Mogg is in charge of
I have
UK.
seen the show Designated Survivor. I know how it works.
AKA Battlestar Galactica.
It's kind of popular.
Yeah,
in Germany.
yeah, you're like Kultusminister. Yeah, he is
Minister.
German.
Yeah.
Of what culture she was or something?
No,
Or,
education.
Education. Sorry. Yeah, Kultusminister.
The weird,
here in Germany is of education.
Okay, yeah, whatever. The weird, like, little sexist stab to her that then just, she's a woman.
She's a woman?
She's a education minister.
Yeah.
She's not prepared.
But everyone else died, so she's gonna be the leader of Battlestar Galactica.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. And then what's his name?
Gaius Baltar.
Yeah, no, what's his name? Captain.
I don't know. Yeah.
Come on. Omar.
I don't- Oh, yeah. No, you're fucking talking about
Star Wars.
fucking shit. What's his name? The one like, because we're friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah,
Long
it doesn't
live.
matter.
Yeah.
So basically, what we understand is for the government response is when everyone dies of coronavirus, the procedure is
Get a spaceship.
Kiefer Sutherland is now in charge. We just find him and put him in charge of all the governments.
Yeah.
All the
It might
governments.
work out.
All the governments.
All the
No, I
governments.
mean, as I was seriously and jokingly saying before the show started, is that coronavirus has made me even more into a tanky than I was before.
Nice.
That then it's just like I get really mad of how just incompetent every Western quote unquote democracy is with handling this.
Democracy?
No, it's like Vietnam and China have handled this like quite well.
I know. Oh my god, I saw a video of like, I don't know if it's fake, but like not fake, but like propaganda, or if it's the last what is it called, like exclusive hospital only for coronavirus patients closed today, and like they were all taking off their masks.
Oh,
like,
in China.
in
Yeah,
China,
yeah.
in Wuhan.
That was pretty sweet. I saw that.
Yeah.
It was
Just pimp.
it was beautiful.
I mean, how many? That was 2 months? Like, good job, China. Like, bravo.
Yep.
And then now there's like this bizarre, weird, fake story coming out of the U.S. that like China's blaming the U.S. for coronavirus. It's like, no, they fucking aren't. Like, they're very much aware that it came from there.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't hear them say
no,
that.
it's the fucking Trump administration just to then like justify these like being racist. Because like, okay, the travel ban thing, whatever, fine. I don't give a shit about like if a country is telling people they can't fucking travel during a during a pandemic. Probably smart, actually.
Yeah.
The thing that makes no sense to the Trump administration is like every European country except for the
Except
UK,
for-
except for the UK, which is like literally the most unprepared country in Europe.
Von der Leyen was really pissed about that.
Well,
She
von
was
der Leyen's
like, "Oh,
pissed
this
about
is an
everything. She
affront
sucks.
because, like, why Europe? Because especially like it was Europe.
I imagine just
targeted.
like a bunch of like fucking like CDU idiots being like, "Where are the refugees now?
Oh my god.
Stand with Europe."
Oh, there was like a fucking tweet by what's his name? Oh my god, I forgot his name. Like Specht or something, CDU guy, and it was something like. Should I repeat it? Really racist.
You can maybe bleep it out if it's bad.
No, he didn't use any bad words.
Oh, okay.
He was just saying, when do people from certain countries learn not to eat bats, monkeys, monkey brains?
Germans literally eat raw pigs. So I mean,
I know.
fuck off.
I know, like bats and monkey brain and shit like that. And then he put a fucking chopstick emoji at the end of that tweet.
Yeah, this is a country that no one.
Italians.
Yeah. Italians. We eat traditional Italian food with chopsticks, baby. No, I mean this is the thing that's always kind of fucking pissing out with the Corona thing is that like the way that Germans have reacted has been like, I'm gonna buy all the fucking toilet paper, which just like does not help you in a sense of.
Don't touch your face.
Yeah, just don't be stupid.
Don't lick the U-Bahn.
Don't lick the
poles.
U-Bahn. Yeah.
Damn, my whole weekend plans, God.
And like
licking the-
with any fucking sickness, and the Germans have the worst, and like Yulia can definitely defend me on this because of older people that we know who just take pride in this, which is just so fucking disgusting. Is that Germans hate being clean. Germans are the dirtiest fucking people I've ever fucking come across in my entire life. Is that they take pride in how little they bathe. They do.
They're like little piglets.
They are like
rolling
little
around
fucking-
in the
I
mud.
like
They
to
just-
take showers
Yeah,
every day.
I know, but like older Germans brag about like, yeah, I haven't taken a shower in like 6 days and that's sick. Or then the thing that's even better is that like the fucking like weird like Öko-Deutsch thing is that they just like manifest that into like a political action of like, I didn't shower because it's good for the environment. It's like, yeah, but that's just disgusting. Like that's just literally
We're just
fucking
talking about
gross.
crust punks.
Yeah, well, that's
Punks,
no. But it's like I was thinking about today because there was like an ad in like the U-Bahn for like Waldorfschule, so like Montessori schools for everywhere else in the world. It's like it's really kind of like telling that then like Montessori schools, yeah. So it's really telling that then in Germany, like the two things that then I can just like immediately associate with Germany are like Nazism and like this weird like holistic like eco-fascism is what like Montessori schools probably like teach all the fucking kids too. Like
Yes, they love when Mother Nature claps back.
yeah. It's just Germans, bathe for Christ's fucking sake. You're the dirtiest people I've ever met on the face of the earth.
Wow.
You know it to be true. Anglos don't know how to fucking take care of their hygiene. There's a reason why like no other part of the world trusted them when they fucking ended up there. Like the Japanese didn't want to trade with them because they were dirty. There's like all these manuscripts of the Japanese telling them like not to get off their boats because they were just disgusting. What?
No, go on.
Yeah.
Can we move on from the Germans? Because
No.
they're boring.
Can
Can we talk about all the people who are going to die? It's way more fun.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're recording this on a Friday, which is a fool's errand because I wrote these notes on Wednesday, and these are already completely out of date.
I'm
So who
gonna
knows what will happen
right,
until
I'm gonna
Monday?
go back to complaining about Germans' cleanliness.
Bolsonaro has coronavirus.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
Can we get a little?
He
can,
does, he
can,
does.
can we get a cheers? Can we get some glass clinking on mic?
Yes.
Cheers to that.
That was Corona's
Production value.
cheering.
Who else we got? Karl von Habsburg, pretender to the Habsburg throne,
Yes.
tested positive.
Yes.
Finally,
Fucking kill all Habsburg.
Finally, Austro-Hungary can end.
we fucking got him.
The Bosnians can be
Dude,
free.
if we could
Yes.
zoom down to like Osmosis Jones level and look inside his body, it looked like the fucking Romanovs getting taken out of there, baby. Finally.
The Serbian just shooting the white blood cell in the car.
The head of Vox in Spain.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's good news.
Also the I don't remember her title, the education minister or something, who's the wife to Pablo Iglesias.
Oh.
Sadly,
Okay,
that's
no,
not
no,
she
we're
is.
not gonna cheers to that.
She's all right. Yeah.
Tom Hanks has it. And it's
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Don't we like Tom Hanks? Wait.
I've heard he's hard to work for and he's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, he's a rich
okay.
person.
He's in Australia right now. That's a bad place to be.
No, that is false.
But like the Bolsonaro thing, like it was confirmed.
Speak on it.
Like they actually tested him, and it was confirmed that he has it. And I saw this tweet, like where was it his son tweeting that out, saying like, "Oh yeah, thoughts and prayers," and everyone was like,
Yeah.
thoughts and prayers, or like Corona is a comrade, and I hope you get through this coronavirus. And I loved all the fucking comments, and I know it's not funny, but I
No, it is
really,
funny. Yeah, laugh. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. How about you?
I had some more written down, but who knows? It's going to completely be different in the next few days. So,
Yeah.
I would like to talk about the direction of the infection, though, because the global elite are getting hit first. If you haven't noticed, Justin Trudeau is under self-quarantine.
Yeah, true.
Just under. He hasn't tested positive. There's levels to this.
Don't care.
But okay, so I saw a line, I don't know about you guys on Twitter, where everyone's like, the reason which, okay, so worth pointing out, because the first thing to note, and that some people are like pointing this out or recognizing it, is that like they just aren't going to test people. So like you might just go and die and you'll never be told that you died from coronavirus. You just have to assume. Like it's what we saw on, like in the US, for example, if like the way that violence is meted out in like a colonial situation like Puerto Rico, where you don't even get the stats of reassurance, like, oh, they're just like, nope, no one died. We're good. Now they just do that.
Turkey has no cases.
Now you just
one case.
now you can just do it on the
Yeah.
on the national scale. Insofar as this is a shock doctrine, which we'll get to, because that's one conspiracy, right? Or it's a conspiracy that gives voice to an understanding of how economics works. Ran out of colonies to do shock doctrine on, so now we're just going to do it to the whole world. Just give it a little slap. It's
Do I get to drunkenly talk about economics this episode?
yeah.
Oh,
go
hell
for
yeah.
it. You just pat the bag until it burps, and there you go. Cut
burp.
taxes,
So,
baby.
Like one of the jazz players got corona.
That was hilarious, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fucking dick, but he was like, he
Apparently
rubbed
was
all the
touching-
mics.
He was
Yeah.
touching like everything.
Did you see
and
Malcolm
just, like,
Gladwell's tweet about that?
Yeah,
like
I
the
did.
NBA
Yeah,
should just like play in bubbles.
Yeah.
Hang on, that would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick. Or not sick because they're on bubbles, but
Yeah, 'cause-
Yeah.
that was stupid.
It was brilliant. Lead into it.
But anyway, so like it is true that more famous people or elite people are testing positive because they're the ones who can afford to test, so
yeah,
people
exactly.
actually test. But
Yeah.
it is absolutely true that this thing is spread through elite contact, right? Like everyone's looking
was
at
shaking
Trump
hands,
and Bolsonaro
giving
and stuff.
the
I'm not
French
flying to a
kisses.
conference and like, flying every day to go around the world to give talks about
To
like
give
something
French
about
kisses
life.
to a foreign
Mr.
leader.
Yeah,
Worldwide.
exactly.
That's what
Like,
I do. To
give
Has anyone checked on Pitbull?
Mr. Worldwide.
Worldwide.
Like, I do think that's worth pointing out because when you talk about, I mean, you already see the rhetoric being deployed in the U.S. or right wing that like this is why we need the wall. It keeps out viruses. It's like who the fuck is
No.
taking the virus to you? It is. I mean, we have a lot of examples, but like in people were like. People like there weren't many cases in Africa, like in the whole continent, and the first person who died
There's
was
like
was
100 now
was
or
a German
something.
tourist in
Yeah.
Egypt.
I
like,
know, I know. He didn't want to be transferred to another hospital. So
Again, German stupidity will like
Well,
he actually was too like he was covered in poop and dirt, so they couldn't transport him.
oh my god!
As German, they can't.
Yeah,
He hadn't
but-
showered in. They estimate like 3 or 4 years.
that seems very German of him. Yes, and he just like bragged about like I just don't need to, like my body takes care of the oils itself.
But no, on a
I'm gonna be
serious
covered
note,
in
like
shit.
people being over like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in Germany there's I think in every fucking country there's a problem with, especially with people who are working in like elderly care units or like, sorry that I'm taking it to a serious point right now.
I had some
but
more
just
funny
want-
things to say, but
Okay,
we can do
then
that.
say
No,
the-
it's,
No,
it's,
keep
it's
going,
all right.
But do it in a Bane voice.
I don't know how to do a pain voice. No, but there's a problem, of course, like especially when you're like caretaker for like elderly people, like my mom is, and you have like a predisposition for like aspiration, like sicknesses, like then you are recommended to stay at home. So like there are like places with like 100 elderly people living there or something, and you have like 4 people taking care of them
Yeah.
because the staff is sick or the staff is like at risk of like getting people sick. Stop doing that, Nick. Not that kind of sick.
Oh.
No,
That
but
is doing
it's like-
kickflips everywhere.
Nick is just
So-
doing the hang tens and
Sick.
Yeah. The staff will not stop doing kickflips. The
No.
staff is Bane
I'm just like I just wanted like to
of
just
course.
mention
There
that there
is
is
a
a
serious-
serious
Yeah.
side of this.
We're not a fucking health podcast over here. Like we're gonna take we're viewing the coronavirus as a comrade.
we are not doctors, but we are like 99% certain don't lick the Uber.
Yeah. And there's like the situation with closing the schools, for example. There's like, oh my god, I saw a really weird article. I think it was a German one because it was kind of like, it was said like, who's taking care of the bambini? Yeah, and it was like about Italy. So if you close all the schools and the fucking like kindergartens and shit like that,
Yeah.
which would be smart, of course, because a lot of like infections and like diseases spread through like hanging out with each other in like a 30 people classroom because the classes are way too big.
Yeah.
You still have to have like some to take care of those kids. You don't have anything like people are working or single moms or single dads or something. And and then you have to stay at home and take care of your.
The economy goes bad.
Yeah.
Well, it shows you. We'll get to the economy. The thing is, like, it shows you, like, so I'll just use the U.S. as an example because you have situations where it's like people are like, well, if you close schools, then you have like X number of kids who, they rely on a free lunch at school every day in order to get fed, or in some cases they're like, this is where they live. They want to have housing.
That's why we need communism.
Okay, but it shows you the fucking fault lines, like, I mean, we can we can yell and like we often do, we as leftists or whatever are like, this is fucked. Like you can say about the whole world system, and then sometimes it takes a crisis to be like,
Exactly.
oh, now you see this. Like this
Yeah,
won't work.
yeah.
You see how this is
like
not working.
Fucking Ben Shapiro like tweeted out, oh, when do we get like free vaccines or something? And then someone tweeted like, oh yeah, in a crisis everyone becomes a socialist.
If Bane is a comrade, Ben Shapiro is Batman. Ben Shapiro is like justice. That's what he wants. He's like,
I was like, seriously, yeah. Now you're like asking for like free healthcare and
well, okay.
stuff like that.
I mean, but here's the analogy: when everyone realizes there's a crisis, everyone responds to where it's like, oh, of course we need to do that. Like what everyone,
Again,
what other people have been saying.
Why I'm busting through like a fucking T-34.
When the crisis becomes universalized, the radical response becomes common sense.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, because this virus doesn't care about like how rich you are or something like that.
Oh, it does.
Well,
I mean, it did get spread because there was a bad batch of adrenochrome at the last summit, and that's why Bolsonaro and Trudeau and them all have it.
I mean, oh my god!
And Carl
did you know
von Habsburg,
Coachella
believe
was
me, he
postponed to fucking October?
He
Can you
hogs it.
believe that?
You can't have
Coachella was
in October.
postponed to October. Like what the fuck? Me and my girls, we were all like, we were already preparing. Like we had all
It's
like
in the middle of the desert. Like, what are you gonna do in October at that point? Like,
freeze to death at night.
yeah.
I mean, India is in the middle of nowhere. I don't think people. I mean, okay, to all of our listeners who've been to
But I want
Coachella.
to wear my short shorts and I want to wear my Native American headpiece.
Please don't.
I have my sexiest, culturally most offensive
Exactly.
outfit ready for this.
It's so
Like,
fucking
I
annoying though
I
when you
would
go.
even put a bindi on my head because it's cute.
I was going to go as a dead Italian. It's just Mario.
I was gonna go to Coachella as Tony Soprano.
It's just Mario with green face paint on because he's sick.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a. Can I continue on this? Because I actually have thought about this.
About
I want
Coachella?
to talk about the fucking.
We can move on about Coachella. We can-
No,
I want to talk about the. I want to talk
hear
about
what
the weather
Rob
okay.
has to say.
of the desert.
This is completely unrelated, but like I didn't go to clubs until I came to Germany, and then when you go to a techno club, especially when you're at a club that's like in a different, that is not as profit oriented, like you're not like, damn, what do I do? Everyone says I need to go here, but I don't actually know why I'm going here, and I'm just gonna stand next to the bar and pay whatever $15 for a drink, and
What
then
kind
not
of
do
club
anything.
do you go to?
In the U.S., that's what I mean.
Yes. Okay.
So when you come to Germany, it's not that like there's something inherent about X, Y, or Z. It's just like, oh, this thing isn't like profit oriented, and like whatever you want to do, you can do.
Yeah.
And like techno
Yep,
or
whatever you
EDM
want
or
to
like
do.
festivals in the U.S. are supposed to have that same like you can do anything, and then the people are like, oh, I can do anything.
Nope.
I'm all right. I'll be racist. But that, no. The thing is, that isn't like a true emotion. That's like what's given to you. Like you want to just express yourself. Wear a headdress. Wear a bindi. You know what I mean? Like
Go with Dead Mario.
like, and it shows you that it's still like in a commodified way. Like even there, like you can't actually. People, the Americans are so uptight. They can't even be like, I'm just gonna do whatever. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do nothing.
yeah.
It's like, no, okay, I have to express myself. And it's gonna be in
Blackface.
this like blackface. I can't wait to go say the N-word at Coachella.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
I
can't
mean,
wait
they
to
had
sing along
literally-
to every fucking rap song. That's
It's
like-
honestly, it's so sad to me.
Without like swearing the N-word. Yeah. They literally have like two fucking like dates of having Coachella. One for the very rich people, one for the not so rich people.
Yeah,
like what the
there's,
fuck?
there's the VIP day, and then there's the like the second date within like half.
yeah,
of
they have
the,
2 weekends of it.
Yeah.
No,
The-
they have
the
squeezed
thing
it
that-
all in October.
I think that they should. Yeah, exactly. October's perfect because being from the exact same climate as Indio, California, which is where Coachella takes place. Coachella is one of these weird areas that then is also where there's no civilization around it. Like India is like a town of like 40,000 people. It's quite small.
Yeah.
The thing that keeps the
Actually, that's a city
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, don't give a shit.
because Lune is a city.
No, for California it's tiny.
Yeah.
But the thing that's really funny is
I
that so like
doxed
the
myself.
reason that the reason
Cut that
Phoenix stays warm at night in like fall is because the heat's trapped in the concrete.
You
But-
can trap heat and concrete.
Yeah, of course. That's why it takes so long for it to like dissipate. If there
Like-
wasn't that, it would be like in summer it would be like 120 like Fahrenheit during the day,
Yeah.
and then it would be like 40 at night.
It's also why Berlin is like a bit hotter than Potsdam.
Yeah.
Ah, is that why
Bigger
New York
cities.
gets so hot?
Yeah,
New York,
yeah,
New
it's
York,
like
New
urban
York.
heating.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
Ah.
yeah. But so since Indio doesn't have that, like October would be like during the day it would be like 20s, like in Celsius.
Nice temperature.
Yeah, and then at night it'll just become like borderline
Minus.
freezing.
Yeah.
300.
So they can all fucking go there and they will all die of hypothermia, and I do not care because the ticket for fucking Coachella
The
is
rich
like
people, let them
$800.
die.
Yeah, no, there is no class divide anymore of Coachella because there's only rich people.
Find the
Yeah.
fattest rich person, cut him open, sleep inside him like a tauntaun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is energy. Love
Yeah.
it.
Can I do a little reading to recenter this conversation?
on the outside. They're talking about rich people because they don't bathe.
Actually, he smells quite good. It's all in perfumes.
Nick
Yeah.
thinks no one bathes.
Okay, we've only touched on.
He was German who went to fucking to Coachella, so he did not bathe. You were actually you were sleeping inside of Kim.com.
All right, we've touched on a lot of the
a fucking
wide-ranging
buck-wild episode.
ramifications
This is very
of the
casual.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
And both of these, I picked these articles because I have felt kind of manic and giddy all day. Please don't call me privileged.
Your Twitter was scary.
But because, I'm trying to explain why, and I think we spend all our fucking time, especially even something like the Bernie Sanders campaign. All you want to do is get your foot in the door saying it doesn't have to be this way. And then there's just a worldwide virus that's it can change everything. Let's fucking throw money around here. This calls to we should release prisoners who are only in prison on bail because to help the situation. I'm like,
Again, Corona's a comrade.
yeah, let's do it. Well, that's what I want to get into. What does it mean for Corona to be a Conrad?
His name is Conrad.
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 The first piece I want to read.
Conrad.
This one.
So what I've learned,
Conrad Corona.
what I've learned from this podcast is coronavirus is being solely spread by condors. Find a condor and kill it.
Yeah. That's what they do at Coachella. They
It's
hunt
like a
condors.
Maoist take on
Kill all the condors. They are enemy of the people. Smelt down their bones and make a tiny iron furnace in your backyard.
We're not allowed to make any Mao jokes because China has been the best at containing coronavirus. Shout out.
Love China.
Yeah, no, literally, shout out China.
My heart
shout out
goes-
China.
This is a
shout out.
Dengus podcast now.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing I want to read is from Slavoj Žižek in RT, Russia Today.
Can you read it in the Bane voice?
Oh, yes, please.
I'll read the
Slavoj
headline.
from the Esperanto for
I want more than the
Slavs.
headline.
Hello. You merely... coronavirus is a Kill Bill-esque blow to capitalism and could lead to the reinvention of communism. Slavoj Žižek is a cultural philosopher. He's a senior researcher at the Institute for Sociology and Philosophy. Okay.
Maybe you don't have to read that part.
What I love about this, first of all, that he's writing for RT now. Zizek, he just keeps getting canceled and banned from other places.
Because the last Western media he was allowed to write for was The Independent.
He's writing in Die Welt. Did you see that?
Yeah. No, and Seymour
There was
Hirsch
some
also
etchy
is
stuff.
writing for Die Welt.
Funny.
Fun
Well,
fact.
Dennis Yücel is also, so it's kind of weird.
I mean, it's just funny that he's just going to more and more obscure
Well, yeah, because
publications,
he
which
used, he used to write for
shout
the
out.
Guardian.
He's getting his beak wet. He's getting paid.
No, but
He
I
write
mean-
these. I mean, no lie. This is probably his 5,000th op-ed that he's written in his life. He just churns these out. He's like Frank
He's a
O'Hara
king.
writing poems
Yeah.
on a napkin.
No, but,
Another one here.
No, Chijek. All right, I do legitimately think that then in all the silliness that then Chijek embodies, I think his takes like this are genuinely actually good. I know that then we haven't read it yet.
Like
but,
me too.
I haven't read it, so read it to me.
But he I mean, I find it very it's very telling of the Guardian that they don't let him write there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He's very polite, liberal.
Yeah.
I
it's
mean,
the fucking Guardian.
Exactly.
They-
The Guardian is literally just like a fucking turf.
They have team populism. That's
Exactly.
all you need
Team
to know.
populism and the most fucking just turf ass fucking takes.
By the way, Yasha Monk is a huge Corona poster. He's just boasting about coronavirus all the time now.
shit.
Yeah, he's
I
really
started talking-
well, that's what's so interesting about it because okay, we've all agreed it's bad. But there's a certain liberal in the US like Yasha Monk who's the system is not working. It's similar to how people react to climate change. Again, this is a big existential issue. But to a certain brand of liberal, it's I was told the world is supposed to work. That is irrational. Why is the climate heating? And why is coronavirus spreading? Why aren't you doing the rational thing? And that's why it just doesn't compute for them. Yeah. They probably know. I'm Yasha Monk I think you're dumb, but I don't even think you're that naive. I think you know the grift and that you're trying to speak it into existence. You play this role to tell everyone, please disperse. Nothing is going on here. Or alternatively, we're going to, freak out the proper amount to get people riled up. But like, that's their whole position.
On, if you will.
Yeah, freak. Wait.
He gets his freak on.
See
all
Elliot.
right.
Yeah, I was about to.
No, but I mean, I legitimately think that then, the reason that then Chijik is so good about this is because regardless of Chijik has a lot of bad takes, but still, underneath all of it, Chijik is still quite a materialist in all of it, and Yasha Monk and every other fucking lib idiot can't they can't understand the world in this method.
Yeah.
I forgot we were comparing him to Yasha Monk. Yasha Monk's a fucking dolt.
Yeah. I mean, Chijik, bad takes, still a materialist, still understands that then capitalism is bad.
Yeah. Nick.
Yeah.
Bad takes, but he understands.
I've never had a bad take on this show ever. I've been right about everything.
Like Zizek said of Yasha Monk that one time, it's your frippin' dipper nap. No. It's your frippin' dipper nap.
All right.
Zizek is Missy Elliott. That's the joke.
I realized that too when I looked up the lyrics of that song when I was younger.
Yeah.
There is nothing.
She's speaking Esperanto.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. The ongoing. I'm going to start. I'm not doing any voices. Slavoj Žižek. The ongoing spread of the coronavirus epidemic has also triggered vast epidemics of ideological viruses which were laying dormant in our societies. Fake news, paranoia conspiracy theories, explosions of racism. All true.
Explosions of racism.
That's my fucking post-rock band.
The problematic cover band of Explosions in the Sky.
It's like Explosions in the Sky, but it's explosions.
Yeah.
Do you know how Explosions in the Sky doesn't have lyrics? What if they were all slurs?
It's kind of like, Kanye's famous for chopping and screwing sounds until they become high pitched rhythms. Yeah. It's all of that for slurs.
Yeah. What happens when you take the N-word and put it through a looper?
It's Corona, I'm sorry.
It's just the N-word, but more and for longer.
Europeans would like it way too much.
So far, so good. Obviously, if there was ever an intersectional crisis, it is the coronavirus. It is anyone who posted online about be gay, do crimes. Now is the time. The coronavirus is queering global supply chains. I'll tell you that.
Be gay from a 2-meter distance.
Blow your homies' kisses.
That's what I'm saying. I'm bringing.
But that's spreading corona. It's like, oh shit! I caught it. You have to
continuing.
Abwehren. I don't know what.
They just dab. All right, no, then just
dab on it.
Dab on all your homies.
That's how your kisses die.
Yeah. You cough, you dab.
Yeah.
The well-grounded medical need for quarantines found an echo in the ideological pressure to establish clear borders and to quarantine enemies that pose a threat to our identity. But maybe another and much more beneficial ideological virus will spread and hopefully infect us. The virus of thinking about an alternate society, a society beyond nation state, a society that actualizes itself in forms of global solidarity and cooperation.
Yeah.
That is maybe the cheeriest I've ever heard Zizek ever write. Because he knows.
Zizek is normally defending the nation.
But this is what I mean. All right, I can't speak for everybody, but or anybody. But if you spend your time experiencing fucking crushing blows of capitalism, if you spend your time reading and thinking about it, and you have to
looking at your bank account,
you have to detach a little bit in order to not go crazy. And then when the world gets as crazy as the inside of your mind, you're like, yeah, all right, now you see, this is how I feel all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Coronavirus is just my normal mood, fam.
Your mindset.
Yeah.
Corona's a mindset, huh?
Yeah.
Headline. Just hang out with your dudes.
Yeah.
In 4 meters distance.
So
I blow them kisses though.
my usual mood is just constantly on loop in my head that scene from Mean Girls where Regina comes up in the car and says, "Get in, bitch, we're going shopping." Except it's Macron, Pete Buttigieg in the car, and they say, "Get in, bitch, we're ending history." Now all their eyes are empty, the sockets are empty, and all the text turns to glitch. noise, like you've just caught missing no and your game's breaking. That's my coronavirus mood.
Like you're logging on to AIM in 7th grade and you hear
I
the modem.
finally feel good just staying at home, doing nothing.
Exactly. The
Yes.
world's caught up to us.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
because I
Finally.
feel all the pressure from capitalism all the time. Oh, you have to do this. You have to be
have to
successful.
be cool.
You have to be, you have
You
to
have to be a SoundCloud
cool.
rapper.
I know.
You have
it's
to release-
so
Capitalism,
hard.
You have to
capitalism,
release 300 mixtapes in 1 year.
I
Like,
know.
capitalism is
Okay.
always like, no, Kieran, don't watch the anime. It's too horny.
Yeah.
Finally, you're allowed to be
Kieran
horny.
turns
At
back-
home, I'm allowed to be horny. I'm allowed to order food because I can't go to the fucking. I don't know. Like the only thing I fucking stack I did Hamsterkäufe on.
Are you allowed to order food though? I think that's
Yeah, you can because Lieferando will.
I
deliver
could
it
say
to the
just
front
like
of your
leave it in
door
front of
and
the
leave it
door,
there.
and
No. They're doing
just-
that now. They're doing that now.
Good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just like when I pay online,
Yeah.
thanks online
But
payment.
Julia also.
This might make
Germany-
Berlin take cars.
Yeah, maybe Germany was finally like doing actually the Digitalisierung thing that they were supposed to do.
Oh, don't.
Oh wow! Okay, lib takes. All right, I only pay in golds in Berlin.
What are you paying in gold?
Yeah,
Well,
you
what kind of fucking lib are you then? What do you fucking Rob
I'm
here?
a
fucking,
libertarian.
Rob fucking just like twirling his fucking like 20th century mustache over here.
there
being
was
like,
something
oh, the
about-
fucking plebs want their
Pay in
fiat
Bitcoin.
currency.
Yeah.
No, you can pay in.
I left my
paper.
spending gold in the Zeppelin.
I do have a second libertarian take.
Go for it.
Well, just because Julia mentioned, like, I might as well.
Yeah.
This is as good a time as any. Julia said that now they're dropping off the food at the front of the door. I am starting a gig economy company where you just pay people to carry the food from the bottom up, and you have to just walk around Berlin to different apartments and pick up the food and carry it up to the Fiat Stock.
I'm
Oh my
starting
God,
an.
are you wearing like a suit, like a full?
Yeah, of course.
like,
We're a professional company.
I'm starting my own startup company, which is I hire cool guys to give Rob's companies wedgies and steal the food from them.
Nice, I like that. It's organized crime, though.
I've already been evaluated at 1.1 billion by SoftBank.
Okay, now he compares it to a movie. Back to Zizek. Everyone know what movie? Did I spoil it already? Anyone not know?
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, if you don't know, guess. What movie do you think captures the coronavirus? So Zizek compares this situation to Kill Bill 2, which I actually haven't seen. I've seen pieces of it, I think.
I have seen it.
Yeah,
Spoilers coming for Kill Bill 2. Sorry.
It ends
Oh,
with
come on, it's
capitalism
old.
collapsing.
It's old. You can spoil
You
our
can
names.
spoil a movie that's been out for fucking 15
Yeah.
years. Come on.
In the final scene of Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill 2, Beatrix...
William, sorry.
Kill Willard.
Beatrix disables the evil Bill and strikes him with the 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Yes.
The most deadly blow in all of martial arts.
punch. Yeah.
She disables the evil Bill with a knuckle sandwich.
Like a sandwich.
Yes. Knuckle sandwich is what Australians call when you roast a bunch of echidnas and put it between two pieces of bread. Knuckle sandwich.
Oh,
Knuckles the echidna.
echidnas, the Knuckles, Sonic.
It was
my
so
God.
that joke was so worth it.
Yeah.
Beatrix told Bill, like, what's your favorite juice? And he's like, I don't know. And she said, Hawaiian Punch, and punched him. All right. The move consists of a combination of 5 strikes with one's fingertips to 5 different pressure points on the target's body. This does sound like something you would hear in 3rd grade, which is when I made the Hawaiian Punch joke and got in trouble with the teacher. After the target walks away and has taken 5 steps, their heart explodes in their body and they fall to the ground.
Sorry.
This attack is part of martial arts mythology and is not possible in real hand-to-hand combat. But back to the film, after Beatrix does it, Bill
Wait,
calmly...
you're fucking telling me that fucking whoever's
He's
What's-
padding the word count, all right? he's
you're
getting
telling
to his
me-
point.
You're fucking telling me that Chijik doesn't know about what's the Israeli martial art?
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga.
Yeah.
After Beatrix does it, Bill calmly makes his peace with her, takes 5 steps, and dies. What makes this attack so fascinating is the time between being hit and the moment of death. I can have a nice long conversation as long as I sit calmly, and I'm all this time aware that the moment I start to walk, my heart will explode and I will drop dead. It is the idea of those who speculate about the coronavirus epidemic could lead to the fall of communist rule in China. It's a little old, the article, not similar. Like some kind of social 5-point palm exploding heart technique on the country's communist regime. The authorities can sit, observe, and go through the motions of quarantine, but any real change in the social order, like trusting the people, will result in their downfall. My modest opinion is much more radical. The coronavirus epidemic is kind of a 5-point palm exploding heart technique attack on the global capitalist system.
Comrade.
A signal that we cannot go on the way we were up until now, that a radical change is needed.
If you see, I have watched Clapback so many times that it is simply that capitalism cannot withstand that of the 5-finger death punch, which is the coronavirus.
Now, if you stand still, I will do it to you. I have been practicing on a pillow.
But I think that's right. I even appreciate the 5 steps metaphor because you can react, but as soon as life goes on, right? Like, okay, you're going into quarantine and you have to like restart the economy or whatever. Yeah, take 5 steps and it's going to fucking explode. People are like, well, we don't have to do it that way. We just did this, or, like the illusion of like, being on a treadmill that nothing will ever change is broken, or it is breaking in the moment.
The treadmill can also be a metaphor.
You already have the
for-
news that the German government said, like, we're going to do everything to, like, protect the economy. So, like, to help every business that is not, like, hasn't been already, like...
Well, the FDP was the first party to ask for a fucking...
threatened with insolvents. So, every business that is healthy is going to be supported by the... I think they're not talking about small businesses.
No, they're talking about like every just like
they're not talking about
multi-billion-dollar-
fucking like SO36 or anything
course
like
not.
they can only survive for months that are like
They're
they
doing-
are relying.
Well, I mean, but
relying
the
on
thing that's then so funny about that too is that like also the multinational companies can't last for longer than a month without government assistance.
Yeah, but I'm just
They
saying,
can.
like, I have friends like work because we live in Berlin. I have
Yeah.
friends like that they are fucking fearing to like fucking lose their jobs right now or lose like any fucking kind of payment. They won't see anything from the government.
Yeah.
They will be without payment because like their clubs and bars and shit like that will be closed. Nobody will continue payments for them.
After the quarantine, after the self-isolation, after
Yeah.
this thing blows over, it will only be
If
two
it blows
German
over.
companies, Berger Zimmer and Volkswagen.
Well, no, the German
Siemens.
state, Julia, I think Julia, the analogy for that is the German state is doing like an escort mission for the economy, and the people they
Yeah.
have to like plug on the way are you and your
Yeah.
friends. Like, sorry, you got in the way. I have to protect this economy. I have to get this economy to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Well, it's just so
God
funny.
damn it, the economy's stuck in a corner.
It's really funny. It's I mean, like slightly on like a little bit on a different note, but still like.
Sorry that I have to get serious about this
No.
all the
It's
time,
just-
but I have friends that are
this is
affected
still
by
serious.
this. Yeah,
This is still serious.
I know.
So last week, my personal king and friend of the show, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, came to Berlin, and he
I thought we were talking about weird friends.
he came to Berlin with also other friend of the show, Athonis Hioradis.
Oh my god.
We've mentioned him on the show before, where he's the Nazi
great-
book salesman.
Yeah.
They came to Berlin. Greece, speaking of something that is also like quite threatening to like the European economy in massive quotes has been like the quote unquote refugee crisis in
We really have to
Greece
talk
and
about
whatnot.
that. Yeah,
we did talk about it. We had an entire fucking episode
but this
about
is
it.
serious in this situation
Yeah,
as well.
of course. All right. And then what did they? So they came to Berlin. I saw Angela Merkel with her like helmet of hair. She's a real person. I saw Kyriakos Mitsotakis. He's also a real person. I found out. They only came to Berlin to talk about the economy of Greece. So he just like came just to get cucked by the Germans again.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then
what German love to
Athonis
do.
Hioradis there was like an interview with him on like BBC being like, yeah, we love Merkel. What are you talking about? We never want bad with the Germans. It's like, yo, like
Never.
how like I mean at least like there are people in Syriza who like okay given like they fucking sucked. They at least admitted that then like fucking Germany's just like a bunch of just like leeches to the economy of like lesser countries in the European Union.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny that then like whenever then these like neo-fascist dipshits take power, they're like yeah whatever like they're cool, it's
they're
fine.
cool.
Like they're gonna inject
It's
money
the
into us.
economy. We
And
love
Greece, Greece is having new austerity measures that then are gonna affect people who rent, which is most people in Greece.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're not
so
many homo.
it is always like the sense of like, and I think there's like a massive parallel between this and with then the sense of, you know, the FDP calling for like, you know, the German government to then assist in with this shit, or that then, you know, we can the U.S. just like finding 1.5 trillion out of nowhere. Like this really like changes the way that then you have to think about the economy, because everyone who tells you, oh, we can't afford X, Y, or Z is just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Because you can like, okay, like
You
I'm
can.
gonna, all right, cue me adding in the money counter machine that then does the beep at the end. Like you can print money, like whatever printing money means to you, because it isn't physical money. Like, okay, 1.5 trillion would have canceled student debt in the United States. Whenever anyone talks about like Sanders' thing of 50 trillion over 10 years, 55 trillion over 10 years for both Medicare for all and for student loan debt.
Yeah, you can only do
forgiveness and
it if
whatnot.
the banks
you can only
are
do
in
it,
a crisis
yeah.
or something.
However,
or the
if like,
economy,
but if X company that then is a big producer, well then the laws, quote unquote, of capitalism no longer affect them.
Yeah.
So coronavirus is a comrade, as I said before. We should like really reevaluate the way of our thinking within the economy, simply on the sense that the money can just appear and there is no inflation, there's no fucking debt that then just like magically appears. It doesn't do anything to the national debt if you make your own money. The U.S. can do it legally.
If I make my own money?
You literally can if you're the United States. Like there's a.
Am
like,
I the... Sorry.
You're not the United States. I'm sorry, Yulia. But you can try.
She's
Just
wearing red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
That is actually true right
Just
now.
Be less genocidal, maybe. But I mean, yeah. I mean, like MMT, like it isn't Marxist economics, but it is somewhere that then is there, and it addresses this fucking problem.
Yeah.
Of that then you can create what you want.
Oh, everyone is fucking calling for UBI right now. Yeah, that's
No,
stupid.
fuck that.
That's stupid. That's a fucking stupid
But
lip tape. Okay.
the speaking of Germany sapping on the lesser economies, because how this relates, the reason Italy is having such a fucking rough time at the moment is because after 2008, the average age in Italy increased by like 15 because all the young people left for Germany.
Yeah,
exactly.
they're on Berlin right now.
Yeah. Before 2008, like Germany and Italy were tied for being like the greatest countries in Europe, and after 2000,
You mean oldest?
The oldest.
greatest.
Germany's also like the same as Italy though right now. The median age is like what 47 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I learned that already in school when I was doing like sociology in school.
No. So
Like-
it's not median age; it's percentage of people over
Yeah.
X age
Yeah.
that you
Oh,
need to
okay.
look at.
You're
Because
talking so much about that shit.
in Italy, it's now so much higher than Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I want to read one other thing. This one will be shorter. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Should I wait for Nick?
No.
All right, I think it's a good point, but
Yeah.
I won't wait for him. Okay, this is from an article. Maybe you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you read it. Called Social Contagion. The blog is just called Schwang, or I don't know who's behind it.
Schwang is very good.
So it's very long, but I just want to read this one part.
It's a bunch of Chinese people either living outside of China in the diaspora or within China, giving a kind of mostly left-com critique of modern China.
Send it to me.
Yeah. And I think they make a good analogy to how between the coronavirus and a strike. Okay. So the epidemic has directly infected nearly 80,000 people at the most conservative estimate. This is from February. But it has delivered a shock to everyday life under capitalism for 1.4 billion, trapped in a moment of precarious self-reflection. This moment, while full of fear, has caused everyone to simultaneously ask some deep questions. What will happen to me, my children, family, and friends? Will we have enough food? Will I get paid? Will I make rent? Who is responsible for all this? In a strange way, the subjective experience is somewhat like that of a mass strike. but one which, in its non-spontaneous top-down character, and especially in its involuntary hyper-atomization, illustrates the basic conundrums of our own strangled political present as clearly as the true mass strikes of the previous century elucidated the contradictions of their era. The quarantine, then, is like a strike, hollowed of its communal features, but nonetheless capable of delivering a deep shock to both psyche and economy. This fact alone makes it worthy of reflection. And that is exactly how I feel
That's a good
about
point,
the coronavirus, because it is effectively, or it could be, like a mass strike,
yeah.
but it's only half of a strike. But the other half is you can complete the other half.
but yeah, it's challenging like all of these things that like we as like communists, socialists, anarchists, whatever, wanted for so long is like stuff like, okay, you have the prison riots right now in Italy, for example. You have like a lot of people like being in like a fucking cell or like being very close to each other, not being protected in any way, don't like have access to normal like healthcare, anything. You have what else? You have people from like, what was it, like Fiat or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, the
Fiat
Fiat.
strike.
Yeah,
There was also
Industry,
prison
like-
strike in Freiburg.
in Freiburg. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there will be more by the time this is published.
Yeah, because people forget about people that are like incarcerated, like people that are in prison, because people in society don't care.
I
about
didn't
that
see
shit.
either the Fiat strike or the prison strikes get like any kind of major coverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. So like, or people that have to go to like to a big factory with a lot of people, you know, gathering around. You have topics like healthcare coming up, like, oh, why aren't these people like tested? How did you get like 86 coronavirus tests for like the Jazz NBA team or something? Why we are like supposed to pay like 300 whatever or more to get tested?
Jesus.
People are like, rich people are going to like, I don't know, like probably they're all preppers. I don't know, they're rich, so probably they are.
They all got that bunker in New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly. Going to these places, so it raises a lot of questions. Like it raises a lot of stuff like that. It raises like situations where you can't enter the bus from the front anymore, which actually gives you the possibility to go without buying a ticket.
Exactly. Yeah. Public transit should be free now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It should be free
Healthcare
because
is-
nobody's
yeah.
fucking using
There's
it.
like these things in the U.S. that apparently
Yeah.
the Trump administration is going to make.
So this should be actually like a push for Bernie, for example, like when it comes to like universal healthcare.
There's
I was telling Kieran, he's giving like transmissions from Burlington like he's the Pope from Avignon. Like he's just like, let's just keep rolling with this. The Democrats want to cancel the elections anyway.
The year is like 800, so there's like 4 popes.
Yes.
I wish there was 4 Bernies.
I mean, but I'm like in all seriousness,
yeah.
this
But
should
make
be
us make us all like aware of the situation. Like also like I saw a thing on like I mean, as we said, like the refugee, as they call it, the refugee crisis.
the crisis is the crisis of fucking European
the situation,
borders.
yeah,
being
the situation
assholes
is
and
like
shit,
also
yeah.
like incarcerating people in like a camp in times of Corona. There is like I saw a thing of people like dismissing not convicts but people that are in prison like only for a short time, like in jail. So you did something like traffic thing or something.
You can still post bail and shit like that.
And you can go. You're free.
You're still a convict technically.
Yeah, but you're not you're not staying in jail anymore because like of the situation of being like with several people in a cell and shit. And Bernie was the only one who addressed this, like saying like, okay, we have to postpone postpone
Free
or
YMW
not
Melly.
postpone, but yeah, that would be nice. No, wait, no, he's a convict. I'm sorry. Wait,
Free my boy TK.
no, you. No, I don't. See
I do not want anyone to do the
very
race.
Professional anymore because
Fuck a beat. I was trying to beat a case,
I didn't.
but I beat the case. Bitch, I did the race.
Yeah.
Skirt.
No, but saying like home eviction.
Beat it up.
Eviction
Why not?
shouldn't-
Shawty face.
Saying like home evictions shouldn't like be a thing right now in the US, for example, because like who wants to be fucking on the street?
Who
when
wants
you
to be a
can't-
fucking landlord? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, no, but Bernie
Yeah,
Sanders
yeah.
addressed that point. Like this is a very important thing. Because if you're on the fucking street, you're not protected by anything, you know?
Yeah,
you
of
can't
course.
self-quarantine, whatever you say.
Yeah,
We
self-quarantine,
Yeah, quarantine, that's what you say. Self-quarantine yourself. Yeah, well, that's tautology.
English is a fuck.
But, yeah. Anyway, you can't do that if you don't have a fucking place to stay. If you don't have to, like a fucking, like, room or space to buy a lot of toilet paper and stash it.
Italy has already suspended mortgage repayments.
Yeah.
It's interesting they haven't done that for renting. Yeah, right.
We want to respect the landowners.
One piece of the landlord is just Bowser.
I'm imagining just only like Mario 64 where you have to beat Bowser at the very end. He's very big.
He lives in a castle. He's a landlord. Yeah.
Bowser, yeah.
But the so one thing I found out today, thanks to people in the Discord, but it's very interesting, is one little piece of fuckery that's happening in Sweden. So in Sweden, you're paid to go to college. They give you money to go to college so that you can afford rent and food and shit like that. But since colleges are closing because of the coronavirus, the government decided to suspend payouts. So like now there's this whole thing of a whole bunch of students getting suddenly evicted from where they're living because they can't make rent. Yeah, so there's all sorts of fuckery going on.
Yeah. If you would live in a communist country, you wouldn't pay for living.
It reminds me of some stuff. Again, it's interesting to see all of this to compare all the different points, because in the U.S., I don't know, especially last week, the first reaction was, we have to like give a stimulus package, a bailout, and who do you give it to? They want to give it to like fracking companies and shit. Like who's underlying the U.S. economy, whatever it might be. We know it's fucking evil shit.
You don't give it to the people.
When you take it from zero, like, we need a stimulus package to save the economy. Well, what is the economy exactly?
The economy
it's
might
all this
get
stuff
sick.
breaking the world. You know what I mean? It's just what's leading to the problem. I mean, we can't forget, it goes into it in the Social Contagion article in the show notes, that it's kind of. It started in Wuhan, which is like a major industrial zone of China, and now it's kind of a little on slowdown after the the like surge in growth in China, and like it's probably connected to like massive agribusiness and stuff. The breakout, they haven't quite identified it, but it's certainly connected to that. And so like it's not some random fluke, or it can't be something that can be whatever racistly orientalized or whatever. Like it is. I mean, when people said there will be more and more crises related to climate, this is absolutely one of them. The other thing I wanted to mention is that there was some, going back to the prison thing, there were, I mean, I Googled it, so I was looking for it, but I did find a lot of articles on the prison riots, but they were all liberal freakouts. Like, this is what's happening because we're not properly taking care of the situation. You know what I mean? It's still in that tone. Instead of, and like, make of that what you will, but like, that will go away because you can't keep that up, because people are going to be like, clearly it's not fucking working. So like, what do we do? And that is a revolutionary possibility. When people are like, what do we do?
What do?
Studierat.
I love how then like someone wrote within the they wrote us on Patreon because of our what do joke. Yeah. And the thing that's funny is that then like, because I was telling Kieran that like it would never change because
Russian is
Russian does like skips out the to be.
Exactly.
So it would just translate as what do. So что делать is what do.
What do.
Yeah. No, but
wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
What is to be done? Okay, go ahead.
Worth it.
Actually, that is the translation.
I didn't know that we had Vladimir Lenin on the podcast today.
I'm a huge fan of the Späti.
We have Bane Lenin on the.
No, I mean it really is always kind of the sense of, and this always reminds me of because her birthday was last week, Rosa Luxemburg.
That's not mine.
We find ourselves always within the in crises on the crossroads of what she wrote about, of socialism or barbarism.
Britney Spears movie.
Britney Spears movie, exactly. Yeah. That was actually, I fucking forgot about that. Holy shit.
Crossroads.
But I mean, it really kind of like, I mean, because she lived during a lot of crises in that era. You had like the end of World War I, you had the Spanish influenza going on, you had the Russian Revolution, you had a bunch of shit going on. And I think that
Germany going on.
Yeah, you just have Germany fucking just on
all
one.
the crises due to who she was, being Jewish, disabled, Polish.
Yeah.
And it is always the thing of that, like regardless of whatever fucking lib wants to tell you, like history progresses, this and that and that. Yeah, okay, whatever. Like that may be cute to look at if you're just stupid. Like if you actually think that history is on some treadmill of progression, then fine. But
I've played Civ. I know how it works.
yeah, exactly.
I played The Sims.
Yeah, exactly. You can lock your family into a fucking house and kill them all. You know,
Just build a pool and take the
and
ladder.
just take the ladder out and they die.
Yeah.
You know that
Or
is
don't-
history.
Or don't let them have any cooking skills.
Nick.
They're gonna burn the fucking house
Nick,
down.
I need you to go into the room with only one fireplace, one door, and 1,000 potted plants.
Yeah, but I mean, like I just genuinely find it absolutely hilarious whenever like libs are just so like, oh well, history's progressing. You know, you take these steps forward and you take steps back, and it's like, well, what is the fucking Holocaust then? Like that's like 1,000 steps backwards.
Oh,
Like you
in
know,
lip
like
theory, that's a crack in like civilization.
yeah, no,
So in
of
lip
course.
theory, this is like, you know, like everything is progressing, and there's like this crack in
Yeah.
civilization. And after that, we go back to civilization because we're just progressing, you know?
Yeah,
Like
no.
that.
That's bullshit
Yeah,
because
of
you
course
can
it's
point to so much
bullshit.
shit and just be like, no, that's not true. However,
Boston actually wrote a very interesting thing about that.
King,
but yeah.
of course. But I mean, like in the sense of that, then if you don't view history in that perspective, yeah. If you don't view history then in that sense of that, then that we're continuously marching towards progression, and rather than the sense that we're continuously on the crossroads of either ending up way worse or we could then be better, I think that, you know, the weird glimmers of hope have been from non-Western countries. You know, like I'm not saying that then China's like been perfect, but
No.
like China's in like
Hell no.
regression right now with coronavirus, which is like really.
They built a fucking hospital in a week or something?
Yeah, they built a hospital in a week.
Yeah,
because they
seriously.
because you have a planned economy. Like you can do it. You just
Good.
fucking can.
We should all plan
Vietnam
economies.
dealt with the fucking situation better than any other country in the world. Cuba has 3 cases and they kicked the 3 Italians out, which is smart because you shouldn't let Italians into your country.
I like that. Okay.
That's
so
like some backhand spirit of
the only way that you do the liberal anti-communist country take is just would be hilarious if it was true. Of just like, yeah, whenever there's a Cuban they don't like, they just designate them Italian and just get rid of them. We got your 23andMe results. You're not Cuban anymore. You're Italian.
We're gonna go back to
Bye.
fucking Miami, like, and you're gonna hang out with fucking Bolsonaro and you're gonna die.
Yeah.
No, but like, but it is always in the sense that like these countries that then don't like, okay, China less so than the other two, of that then like when market functions are taken less of a priority.
Yeah.
Why is it magically that they can deal with these medical crises
you
better?
fucking
Why is it
have
that
the
fucking
money, you
Cuba?
have
Yeah.
you
Cuba
have-
sends fucking doctors around the world
I know.
to deal with crises
Yeah.
way better than like fucking USAID does and shit
Yeah.
like that. There's something
fuck
integral with
USAID,
yeah, of
come on.
course. But Americans brag about how USAID exists and shit, and it's like you have a system.
I mean, it
within
does exist.
It does exist, but that's about it. They're just like
They
see,
got us
It
there.
does exist. We're bragging about how it
yeah.
exists.
But it's like you have a system
Yeah.
of help that exists without a market economy that's just significantly better than the richest country in the world.
Yeah.
Like there's something integrally wrong with capitalism, and we're like, you know, and you know, you're gonna go to your fucking store, depending on where you're from. You're probably gonna see a sheet of toilet paper for like 70 euros within this next week.
Steal it.
Yeah, steal it. Murder the fucking shop owner. Like, do whatever you have to do.
No,
Like,
I'm sorry. People who operate the till right now are fucking heroes.
no. They're not the shop owner.
I know, but I can see people getting confused. Where's the shop owner in Reva? I don't know where to find him.
Well, you can find them on the Impressum page on German websites.
I recognize that word.
Yeah.
Impressum, yeah.
Yeah. Do not, whatever I say, do not murder the person at the till.
No, there
They
you go.
don't want to be there.
No, they don't. Oh shit! Like that is a fucking horrible job.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no, you're
okay,
meeting so
when
many people.
everyone like except for nurses, like and all the and paramedics and shit like that, or people like taking care of elderly people. Like they will be the only ones that are still working. Like, and they have to fucking like touch the money. They have to touch the card. They have to fucking touch everything.
I went out shopping today,
Yeah.
and most of them now, thankfully, are all like allowed to wear kitchen gloves, basically.
Yeah. I used to work at a fucking like cash
Yeah.
desk.
but it's getting
it's-
bad because you
yeah.
you really need those workers there.
Yeah.
Because Germany didn't invest in self-fucking checkout.
Well, my Real has one, but they still need people to, because if you buy alcohol, they need to come with their card.
yeah, but at
and
least
then,
they're
like,
less likely
yeah.
to touch you or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So, is there any other points we want to make about this
Rob,
insanity?
please.
Well, I guess to be a downer too, like this is all just possibility, you know. Like the what's unique about the crisis is that it's like changes so quickly.
Yeah.
There could also just be a fascist reaction to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
we have to be aware of that. But like, I do think it's an opportunity.
Socialism or barbarism?
It-
Like,
but-
Yeah.
that is the thesis that we're kind of going
I guess
off
I guess the only point I want to make is that like back what they said explicitly in the article maybe
more fascism, please.
maybe I'm reading too much into it, but like this is like it's hard to say that we will go back to being able. I don't want to foreclose the possibility that we will be able to do mass strikes like they did in the 20th century. But like these might be you play the hand you dealt. These might be the
time.
strikes we
Yeah.
get. You know, because of the reason that it happened like this is because the economy is more and more globalized, and there are these fucking connection points where something
Yeah,
like
like-
or something from nature.
And it's
you
worth
know?
pointing out that none of the strikes in the 20th
Yeah.
century really had like the initial plan of just
Yeah.
like we do this and then society's better.
Yeah,
It was a
actually,
reaction,
Like
right?
what you're
Yeah.
saying right now. So like, so as you said, like it can use like in the opposite direction. For example, in France, it was used in the opposite direction by trying to like prohibit the Gilets jaunes movement.
Gilly Jones.
From
Gilets
gathering
jaunes.
by saying like, okay, before actually like there was a lot of cases confirmed. You know, even though it wasn't like a necessary measure.
Fucking
Measure.
Smurf festival happened.
It was still like a thing trying to of
let the
course-
French live, okay? That was their reasoning for it, which is the most bizarre shit I've ever heard in my life.
It was still like, of course, trying to like keep people from gathering, from like doing, you know, protests, demonstrations,
Doing communism.
etc. You're doing communism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have to be collective to be, you know. That's the problem. It can be used in like in the opposite direction, definitely. It's also
We're
like
gonna get Le Pen. Like, I mean, like we have to focus this in like in a realistic sense with France at least. With all this happening with Macron, I seriously doubt it's gonna end up that then like Mélenchon's gonna have like a wave of support.
That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because normally like strikes are planned and stuff like that. You know, you okay, rarely you have something that we call rarely fuck you. Rarely we have a situation that we call like historische Gelegenheitsstrukturen.
Okay, Yulia, this isn't the
So-
fucking
Hang on.
German
I can
hour.
try to do this. Historical.
opportunity structures, kind of.
All right.
Historical like structures of opportunity. So something happens like in a historical. Wait, you have
I just want to say it's structures of opportunity sounds like a terrible means-tested like startup that's like designed to
It's
give
Germany,
you
baby.
to portion out your
No,
healthcare.
This is actually like okay, something happens in history that is like based on history or like is like historisch materialistisch bedingt.
Historical materialism
Yeah, I know, but like
What's the
it
bedingt?
grows from
Bedingt.
Okay, it grew
based on
histo-
historical materialism.
Exactly. So it grew like yeah. And then something happens and you use it's kind of like what shock therapy does. Okay, they need like a crisis to, you know, use their like measurements to implement their policies. So you can also do that in a different way. You have that in a lot of like political movements or something like that. So there is like something like an opportunity or like something happens, you know, in society, in history. And there's an uprising.
Yeah.
And you use this as like the point where you can say, okay, like we're doing the prison riots, we're doing like a fucking like spontaneous strike in a Fiat automobile
just spontaneous strike in a
factory.
Fiat.
Just sitting there bumping the beats.
My
and
name is
just
Uwe
striking.
Baldner, and I sing in my Fiat 500.
Yeah. No, but seriously, so this is like a historical opportunity. So you take it. This is how like a lot of movements are born. This is like this is how you explain it in sociology, for example, a lot of the time. So Gelegenheitsstrukturen, so opportunities that are born through like a historical moment or something. And like through this, as you said before, like this is like, okay, this is nothing planned. This is nothing like that was on the agenda. This is like something that happened, and now you can use it in the way of like strikes, prison strikes, etc., etc. I think you were kind of like referring to it.
Yeah,
that.
as
Yeah.
Lenin said, carpe diem.
Which in the original Russian translates as "Daisies." But yeah, we kind of have to hope that all of these situations can be taken advantage of, and we can, do something good, and it isn't just like the disaster happens and the government comes along and be like, well, clearly the solution is that we privatize your eyeballs. So, like, Elon Musk owns your eyes.
Eyeballs. No.
It's the only way out, Yulia. I'm sorry.
Can we end with a little bit of U.S. election talk? I just wanted to update.
Go
on
for
that.
it. Yeah.
The only thing I wanted to say is you may have seen that Joe Biden won by a lot in the past 2 weeks. And
Ooh, hiss.
I mean, I can just imagine, as an American, I can imagine a lot of non-American listeners being like, you told me to care about this shit, and you lost. Did the same thing in the UK. And I agree. Looking at the UK, I remember people telling me like, nah, Brexit's, we're going to beat him because Corbyn's a real politician. And then, Brexit, we just stay in the customs union and leave. It'll be fine. And they were wrong. They were completely wrong.
Yeah.
And then when they were wrong, they didn't come say like, I mean, there have been some like postmortems and what happened, but everyone kind of just shrugs their hands and like, hey, whatever. And I mean, as an outsider looking in. So I can definitely imagine people looking at the U.S. that way, being like, you told me to care about this shit. And so I think it's worth mentioning that Bernie is definitely losing right now. It doesn't mean that he will lose, but it is definitely not the same situation that it looked like probably the last time we talked about U.S. politics. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to address that because you should assess what went right and what didn't go right. And we have a variable here because literally coronavirus is exploding all over the place, and who knows what'll happen. Maybe Joe Biden will die. Maybe maybe people will be like, damn, we should do all those things Bernie said. That might be nice.
Well, keep
that is
Bernie safe though.
It is the kind of
Protect
shock-
Bernie
Yeah,
at
Protect
all
Bernie at all
costs.
costs. Yeah. No.
If you see coronavirus, shoot it.
Yeah. This is for all my fellow Americans in southern states where gun laws are very liberal. Just shoot the coronavirus. You're fine. No, but in all seriousness, this is an issue that then I saw a lot of people today on Instagram of friends of mine from Arizona who do not post about politics ever, being like, damn, that's crazy. Like, Joe Biden's a fucking idiot. You should vote for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like
From Arizona.
From Arizona. Oh, no, but I mean, like
Okay, yeah,
younger people in
friends,
Arizona
yeah,
are already
yeah.
like
Younger people
liberal.
in general, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
He is predicted to win Arizona.
No, he's not actually. Which is the last day has changed because
It's bad.
it's really bad. I mean, because for
know.
fuck's sake, all right, like this isn't gonna fucking get out to anyone that it actually matters because our listenership is just all leftists.
Cool.
But these people are voting for someone whose brain is just like literally melting before our eyes. He has no idea where the fuck he is any day of the week. He can't fucking draw a clock, I guarantee it. His brain is destroyed. Joe Biden should just be in a fucking senior home, minding his own fucking business and getting STDs like every other fucking old person does.
wait, all people get.
Yes,
They fuck each
do.
other.
They
That's
fuck
what
each
old
other all
folks'
the time.
homes are
Yes.
for.
Wait, what?
You didn't know that? Old people homes have the highest concentration of STDs in the U.S.
What would you do with the last years of your life?
I would
Fuck.
fuck.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, I mean Joe Biden. Like, first off, Donald Trump is gonna like literally make fun of him on stage, be like, he's gonna do the fucking Homer Simpson, like, oh, where am I? And he's gonna win 50 states. That's just like that is what's like. If you vote for Joe Biden against Trump, you're just stupid. I'm sorry. Trump actually is like you can look in the face and that's fascism, and at least I can understand to a degree of the perspective of then like not pretending of what Joe Biden or Trump is, because at least Trump is honest in his fascism. Joe Biden, you're going to sit there, pretend for 40 years and then do something different. His brain's going to be gone. It'll probably be like fucking Hillary Clinton or some other ghoul who will then be taking over for him. And you will be sitting there pretending that Joe Biden is nicer, when in reality, every single policy that Trump has passed, Joe Biden is for. There's not one, except for gun policy, which will not get passed because it's just the U.S. And in every sense, the left should arm themselves or whatever. But yeah, no, it's bad.
Arm yourselves, down with false idols.
I just have a couple of points, just to not leave it on a complete downer. A couple of points of opportunity for the Bernie Sanders campaign in the coming future. First is there's this global health crisis happening. Who has the one who has who's the candidate who's been talking about health shit the entire time? It's Bernie Sanders.
That's Gelegenheitsstrukturen, huh?
Exactly. The nice. But that is a possible opportunity for him as well. The other one is that because of coronavirus, some states are delaying their primaries, which is scary, as Rob kind of pointed out to me before we went on mic. I also find it weird that the sooner primaries aren't being delayed. Those are the ones that are probably most, important to be delayed. But anyway, but delaying a primary in general, if in good faith, is probably better for Bernie Sanders as the longer...
Joe Biden's gonna die. Yeah. Joe Biden's gonna die.
Historically, this isn't the first time that Joe Biden has run the campaign. Historically, the longer you leave him out there in the public eye, the worse his numbers.
Joe Biden has always said dumb shit.
What's with the debate, though? Is it going to happen?
Joe Biden is so it's gonna happen. It's gonna be streamed on Twitch.
It's gonna be without people.
What? No. They've already because I know because I had friends who were gonna get.
Worse, they'll do it with no audience.
No.
It's already no audience.
Literally, I have friends who wanted to go to the debate. They did not. So what they did in Arizona, because it's on Sunday, it's in Arizona.
Where?
There's no spot.
Oh.
It's gonna be. No, it's gonna be televised. That's it. So what they did is that they were
the revolution. Okay.
No.
I think that's. I want to say something about that actually.
No, so the DNC had it that then so the way that they always do it is super last minute. You can apply for tickets and then it gets announced and then you get the tickets.
Shut up, I just recognize it.
No, because it's silly.
I know.
But they announced them the other day that they're gonna do it with no audience.
I know.
Yeah, so it's just gonna.
I think they could still cancel it.
They're not gonna cancel it.
They might.
No, because they've already given Joe Biden these bizarre, weird concessions where he can only speak for 7 minutes.
He's allowed to sit down.
And he's allowed to sit down. And literally, the only thing Bernie has to do is fucking stand up, and he'll do better than Joe Biden.
Might cancel it.
Yeah,
they're not gonna cancel it because it's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's in 2 days.
I was thinking they would.
It's gonna get worse and worse.
It's not gonna get worse and worse if it's 3 people in a fucking studio.
It's not 3 people in a fucking studio.
10.
It's a fucking if they stream it, there's a bunch of people. There's at least
production
50
company.
people.
Yeah, but they don't have to. They don't have to interact. They don't have to.
people
They don't have to
all
interact
getting the
though.
I'm on Rob's side.
They don't have to.
Prediction. If it is Biden versus Trump is going to rename the coronavirus the Biden virus.
That'd be sick. That would actually be really cool. I would.
Oh my god, I'm doing
Yeah.
that joke again. I'm sorry.
Do it again.
I'm sorry.
No, I think that the debate will happen. All that Bernie has to do is just stand up.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen him at speeches? He has to be assisted out to there by people. He can't move. He doesn't know where the fuck he is.
We'll all kiss Rob on the lips if he's right and they cancel it. But
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to bring this up is because, again, to address the fact that people told me in the UK, I know this is oversimplified, but this is the way I understood it, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners did. Yeah, Corbyn, he's bringing real material concerns back into politics, so then everyone will be like, hey, well, there's real stuff to vote for instead of that bad stuff. Let's vote for the real stuff. And it didn't happen. And basically, that's what people said about Bernie, too. Hey, people are getting involved. And there are a ton of variables. Obviously, the media and everyone's and the establishment is a variable, but there's still a lot of people who just looked at that and were like, yep. I mean, we see the polling on healthcare, right? That everyone wants, even when they phrase it as we will take away private insurance and make universal healthcare, everyone's like, yep. At least the Democratic voters, majority of Democratic voters in every state.
Majority of voters in every state, not even just Democratic voters. What?
No, it's all voters.
It's all voters, yeah.
Yep.
Even free college, but the margin is lower.
No, but I mean in these specific, every time they poll, as part of the exit polls. It doesn't matter.
Yes, yeah.
Now you threw me off. Oh, so the question is still, and this is why I think it ties back to our conversation today, is how will people understand the revolution? I mean, part of the argument of electoralism is that's you just got to speak this language for people, And I agree. I do think Bernie Sanders' campaign has opened a lot of doors and fucking conversations and whatever you want to call it, Overton window. It shifted the focus. But when you look at the people when you look at the fact that the surge in voters has primarily been in moderate voters, suburban people, whatever, then the question was, okay, well, why didn't this like nice way of talking about revolution through a political revolution, electoralism, why didn't that work? Yeah. And then you think like the possibilities under coronavirus, right? The contemporary mass strike, and you're like, well, maybe this is what people were waiting for. Maybe like you shouldn't have fucking bothered with that like half measure shit. Yeah. And which is why I wanted to go back to the like, I spent a lot of time thinking about like, I gotta like, that is a lib thought because I was raised as a liberal, right? So I want to make sure like what exactly is like, you know, like I think you can kind of hang on to some of these things. And this is why like when the revolution won't be televised, I think that's a good point because they're saying two things in that. The first point, the first straightforward thing, and this is what they say in the song too from Jill Scott Heron, that like they won't tell you, like CNN won't be like, hey, here's the revolution going on. Take it. But
come on down to Central Park at 4 p.m.
But there's a second question. There's a second layer going on, which is that you could assume that whatever the people at CNN are like, geez, there's a revolution going on outside. We got to make sure not to broadcast this. Yeah. But I think when you say the revolution won't be televised, they won't even know it's coming at CNN. They won't even be able to say, oh, there's something going on out there. Better lie to the public. They're gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? That's why. That's what coronavirus is like. They're gonna. It's going to be something like that.
And that's why I'm still stressing that point of like Gelegenheitsstrukturen or like structures of opportunity. Like something happens in this is where you can break through. Where you can break through to like a certain point, or you can do like a spontaneous strikes or something like that, because something changes in a like normal structure that you are known to, like in a like international regime, like something like capitalism, or like an economic regime, or like a political regime or something. You have like this opening window. You have this opportunity. You can use it, and it's spontaneously. It's not planned. You can't plan on that. You can't plan on.
You can plan the economy.
Nice. But yeah, that is. Thank you, Rob, for like taking that. The comment I made, but like.
Just to end, I would like to say the Donald Trump press conference just finished. We're recording this Friday night, where he declared it a national emergency. He said, quote, he wants the private sector to, quote, take the lead in the solution. And there will be a website where you can type your symptoms in, and someone will tell you whether you should get tested for coronavirus.
I tried that. I have cancer, every kind of cancer.
It's called WebMD.
Our eyeballs have been privatized.
The private sector is going to take care of all of this.
Of course. Let the market regulate.
Again, Xi Jinping, nuke the United States, plan the economy there. It'll be sick.
I sound like Xi Jinping though.
I wouldn't have said this in the 60s, but I will say it maybe today. The revolution will not appear in the intelligence memos. They won't even see it coming.
The revolution will not be TikToked.
Maybe of course it will.
Closer than TV.
It'll be me just doing like the shoot dance.
Still love China. Not a fan of. Just to make that clear. Sorry.
Of Xi Jinping. Fine. All right. Whoever else is cool within the cool part of the Communist Party of China. Nuke the United States and then introduce the cool communism.
The cool.
It's a Xi Jinping wearing sunglasses. Just doing finger guns. On a skateboard.
All right. On that note of Xi Jinping kickflipping over Donald Trump's dead corpse.
Nice.
We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully you don't die from the coronavirus.
Oh, also quick announcement. We mentioned it on the last episode, but the event that should be happening tonight, 16th of March in Berlin, is cancelled because Xi Jinping is going to nuke us all.
And some old tweets surfaced of the event, and we had to cancel it.
Foreign interference.
Fuck, we ain't gonna talk about that, damn it.
What?
Oh, we will.
Yeah, we will. We will on a different day.
We made it big.
Yeah, we out here.
Us in Germany for Bernie.
All right, we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.